Hey everybody, this is part 8 of making an Aela the Huntress cosplay from Skyrim. This is all of the clothing. I started by drafting the pattern for the fingerless gloves that Aela wears, and the only fabric that I had in a stretch knit that was a cream color, so I ended up dyeing it this beautiful sage green. And now I'm going to be sewing that together on my machine with a zigzag stitch, and you can just see me sewing away. After the gloves were finished, I tried them on with the armor pieces. Next, I worked on drafting the patterns for the dress. This was a combination of duct tape method and flat pattern drafting. I did end up making a quick mock-up, and I didn't like the way that the bust looked, so I changed those patterns significantly. Now I'm sewing the bust pieces together. The fabric that I'm using for this is a non-stretch vinyl fake leather, and because this fabric does not iron well, I ended up doing a top stitching method on all of the seams just to help everything lay really flat and look really nice and pretty. This worked really well for the entire dress. After I put the whole dress together, I needed to do the lining. For the lining, I used sort of a cloth faux suede, and that ended up looking really nice and making everything really flush, and it helped conceal like the pads that I put in the chest. This dress is sort of a combination of like a harness and a dress, so I had to make a ton of leather straps. Then I worked on the belt, so I made a buckle out of EVA foam that matched the rest of the armor, and now I'm putting the belt together using the fake leather. You can see me punching the eyelets in and the grommet details. Next, I glued some faux fur to the shoulder pauldrons, and then I sculpted these buttons out of an air dry clay, and I painted them silver, and then I'm hand sewing those onto the straps that connect the chest pieces together. All in all, this dress uses a lot of different sewing techniques. After I finished the dress components, I needed to make all of the chainmail that goes on the side of the hip flaps, and I've made chainmail a lot in the past. I haven't done it in a long time though, so this was a big endeavor. It's a lot of chainmail, so I think I ended up watching like an entire season of Lost while I made this, so that's why I'm working at my dining room table here. And as you can see, this ended up becoming these huge flaps of chainmail. After I put all of the chainmail together with pliers, I hand sewed it with leather thread to the pieces of faux leather that go on the hip panel, so you can see me here doing that. The final step of making the dress was doing a bunch of hand stitching details. I really wanted this thing to look handmade and not necessarily machine made, so I think those details help pull it all together, and they also added a nice contrast to the color of the leather fabric. This was a fun process and really different than anything I've ever made. And here's me trying on the entire costume all together. I am so happy with how this came out, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed watching me create this cosplay.